What's up guys? We've gotten our hands on Huawei's newest flagship, the P30 Pro, and in this video we'll take you through it. The P series is Huawei's flagship also when it comes to camera tech, so we'll be focusing a lot on that, but first let's have a look at the design and some key features. The phone looks really smooth. It's the first P series to have curved glass. It looks a lot like the Mate 20 Pro, but it differs with a flat top and bottom, and also it's a little bit wider. The color we have here is called Breathing Crystal. It looks really good, and there's a gradient like on the P20 Pro from light blue to purple. The first two people I showed it to actually used the word unicorn to describe it. You can also get it in black and Aurora. The Aurora looks great. It's like a Northern Lights kind of feel. The camera pocket on the back stands out a little bit, so it's not completely smooth all over, but there's a reason for that, which we'll get back to later on. If we flip the phone around, you can see that there's a notch in the top middle for the front camera. Otherwise, the bezels are quite trim. Since there's only one front camera, you're not able to do 3D face unlock like on the Mate 20 Pro, but you want to use the fingerprint reader instead. The optical fingerprint reader is placed under the display, and they moved it down a bit from where it was on the Mate 20 Pro. Well done. Works super fast and really good. Another futuristic feature is the electromagnetic speaker, which is placed underneath the screen. And this makes for better sound for calls, but only for calls. When you're listening to music or watching videos, the sound switches to the normal speaker, which is placed at the bottom of the phone. The display is an OLED Full HD Plus that measures 6.47 inches. Good colors and contrast, just a little bit less bright than the Mate 20 Pro. You can use this phone either with a dual SIM or with an extra nano memory card. Yup, it's not a nano SD card, but Huawei's own standard, so you'll need to get the original Huawei card if you want some extra storage, and this goes up to 256 gigs. The phone is IP68 certified, and inside there's a Kirin 980 chipset, which is the same as on the Mate 20 Pro. Faster and more battery friendly than on its predecessor, the P20 Pro. It has a 4200 milliamps battery, and it comes with a 40-watt supercharger that will take it from 0 to 70% in just 30 minutes. A nice detail when charging is the extra decimal, which is cool if you like to watch the juice pouring in through the USB-C. It's also compatible with wireless charging, and it has the same cool reverse charging feature that we saw on the Mate 20 Pro. Just activate it in the menu and place another QI compatible device on its back, and you're ready to charge. Now that we know the P30 has all the basics in order and then some, let's check out the main attraction, the camera. Or the cameras, because it has several. Quad Leica camera to be precise. To quickly address the purpose of having 4 cameras, it's for the same reason you would change optics on your SLR camera. On a phone, you obviously can't change the optics, so they're all included as separate cameras. They all serve a different purpose, and on this phone, they can also work together. On the back, a 40 megapixel wide-angle main lens, a 20 megapixel ultra-wide lens, and an 8 megapixel telephoto lens for zooming. To the right, we have the flash, and below the flash, a time-of-flight camera for measuring depth. On the front, a 32 megapixel HDR plus selfie cam. The key feature, the number one feature on the P30 Pro, is its zooming capabilities, which is just insane. It's equipped with 5 times optical zoom, 10 times hybrid zoom, and the next to crazy 50 times digital zoom. We've never seen this on a phone before. Just check this out. Just beware, if you're gonna use the extreme zooms, you'll need a tripod. One thing we're really impressed with is the stabilizer. Huawei uses a combination of optical stabilization and an AI-infused electronic stabilizer to steady your shots. It now also works for video, where even Mr. Shaky Hands video guy managed to get this stable footage. A big upgrade from the previous model, and great if you like to shoot video while moving. They've also done things with the sensor. The Super Spectrum sensor now catches 40% more light, and it does so by changing the classical RGB to RIB, where the green pixels are swapped with yellow. This calls for a better night mode, and the night mode now also works for video, which is the first time we see that on a phone. The time of flight camera has been greatly improved. By adding more depth data than before, you'll get more precise blurring of the background. It's still not optical bokeh, but a good digital substitute that will make your portraits look better. The time of flight camera is used for other things as well. If you go to the high vision camera mode, it can recognize and measure objects, give you live search results, and identify all sorts of things like fruit, people, art, etc. It'll even give you the weight and calorie count on food. Interesting. One thing we sadly didn't get to test, since this is an early sample, is the phone's ability to film with 2 cameras at the same time. You can supposedly shoot simultaneously with both the wide and the zoom lens and get 2 separate video files. This sounds awesome, and it's supposed to come with an early update. The P30 Pro is an impressive piece of technology. It's a good-looking phone packed with all the specs and features you'd expect from a flagship phone these days. It's got a heavy stack of cameras able to zoom like never before. It can definitely compete with the top phones on the market. Are you impressed? Let us know in the comments and hit us up with a like if you enjoyed watching. Adios!